Texas A&M going to Arkansas. Bobby Petrino and company gave a little scare to Tennessee last week. Taylor Green had a couple turnovers, but I think overall didn't play bad, could have done better. But I think the number one thing that Arkansas did was run the damn ball. 240 yards against this Tennessee front seven, and they kind of busted them in the mouth early on. What are you expecting to see from Texas A&M, whose run game is really damn good, and going up against a defense that, in my opinion, probably the most complete in college in the SEC?
Yeah, it's tough. Well, one, on A&M's defense, they've looked very good these last 3 weeks in SEC competition. It's all been at home. Florida did go on 2 touchdown drives to start off the game, though, and then A&M's defense kind of woke up. Earlier in the year, though, they didn't look great. They were giving up points and yards to UTSA and Utah State, and then they went to Notre Dame and again needed a miracle to pull that one out and gave up 40 points and a ton of yards to Notre Dame. I look at this and say, this is going to be the first home game with Bobby Petrino back in Fayetteville as the interim head coach. That stadium is going to be electric. They're going to give him a standing ovation. A&M just lost Lavian Moss they're saying not the season, but he's going to miss significant time.
This is the second straight year he's going to miss time.
Ruben Owens has been really good. You can even argue he's been their best back. But go look at what happened to this team last year in the game they lost Lavian Moss in the South Carolina game. They went on to lose 4 of their last 5.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I think Owens can be fine. Amari Daniels is okay. But, if they can't run the ball as effectively, A&M, then the pressure's on Marcel Reed. Now, he's been very good. The additions of Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion have been fantastic. And the one caveat here is Arkansas's defense sucks. They've been terrible. And could they have gotten one more stop last week against Tennessee? They might have pulled off the upset. So that speaks to how good the offense has been with Taylor Green, and Petrino still got the offense humming. So I almost look at this one as if Arkansas is going to pull off this upset, you're going to have to win a shootout, and you're going to need A&M to make a mistake. Now, Marcel Reed's made some mistakes. He threw a red zone interception last week. He's kind of done that here and there, made a boneheaded mistake once or twice. They're going to need him to do that. And here's the key. A&M's only left Kyle Field once this year, and that was the Notre Dame game, which, like I said, they needed a prayer and a miracle to pull out. The next 3 games are on the road for A&M. They're going. This is their first stretch of going on the road in SEC play. This is going to tell us a lot of who A&M really is. Again, I just wish Arkansas's defense was a little bit better, because I'd be picking them in this upset spot. I just, the other part too is Bobby Petrino, I want to say, was 2-0 against A&M when he was head coach at Arkansas. So it was a long time ago, but still, we'll see how this one plays out. But I just feel like A&M's been playing a little bit above their head, and I feel like, okay, are they really this good? Maybe they're brought back down to earth. Maybe they don't lose this one. Maybe they pull this one out in ugly fashion. But the next couple weeks, A&M's got to go to LSU after this week, a place they've never won since they've been in the SEC. And then they have to play at Mizzou. So this could be a stretch of, A&M starts to string up some losses here, and they come back down to earth.
I know they haven't played the best opponents, and I think they're still hanging on that Notre Dame win. But like you mentioned, the last couple weeks defensively, aside from a few games, they've been very dominant. I mean, you talk about guys like Cassius Howell, one of the best SEC edge rushers this year. You talk about Torian York, who's playing out of his mind at the linebacker position. My only thing that is concerning is, look, I'm still kind of sold on A&M. I do think the stench of Jimbo Fisher and Kevin Sumlin is starting to leave College Station, but it's still, part of it is still lurking there. Can the offense get consistent? Can Marcel Reed play a clean football game? Can they play a complete game? They can't play one half of football like you saw last week. You can't have that going forward. Like you mentioned, this is probably a majority of the SEC right now is about to go through their gauntlet stretch. When you go to Arkansas, you go to LSU, and you go to Missouri. Part of me, I'm still sold on A&M, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas finds a way to stay in it and find a way to at least cover against this team.
Let me give you one more note on A&M. They have had musical chairs at quarterback for years now. The last time they went from wire to wire in a season with a starting quarterback was the COVID year, 2020, with Kellen Mond. Obviously, Marcel Reed has to stay healthy, but if he doesn't, what happens to A&M? Does he get banged up? Does he miss a game or something like that? It just worries me because they've had a track record of this the last 5 years of either quarterbacks being benched or quarterbacks getting hurt, and missing games. So again, if Marcel Reed is the guy, he's played great. He's played great overall. So if he could stay healthy and carry them, awesome. But I just look at what's happened the last 5 years at College Station. They haven't been able to do that. Everybody was all in on Connor Wegman last year, and then he gets hurt, and it turns out Marcel Reed was even better. So, we'll see how this one plays out. Again, if I'm putting money on, I think A&M wins. I've had even somebody at College Station tell me, I think we're good. I don't think we're top 4 in the country. But then again, you look around the league or look around college football and say, who is the best teams in college football? I mean, everybody's got their warts and their blemishes. So, but ultimately, if I had to put money on, I think A&M wins.
Don't be surprised if Arkansas manages. Are you expecting much from Taylor Green this weekend?
Yeah, you absolutely should. Like I said, I mean, look at what the last 3 weeks where A&M's defenses look better. Like I said, they've been at home. Their one game on the road, they gave up a ton of yards and points to Notre Dame. So let's see if that wrecking crew defense maybe isn't as wrecking on the road.